going on, everybody? Welcome back to Optimize You. We are the podcast helping you optimize every single area of your life. And today we're going to kind of just dive into a life update for Matt and myself. I don't think we've done this in a little while. And I think this would just be a good thing to kind of see what we're doing right now, what roadblocks we're running into, and how we're kind of going about solving any of the roadblocks in our life. So, Matt, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. Really good. And it's kind of cool that we're talking about this one because it'll be good to get some stuff off our chest, kind of air out where we're currently at and how we're currently working through some challenges and obstacles. And then also, I think we both got some good stuff that are going on too. So, always excited for these, man. So these are kind of like starting sloppy episodes, but we're just kind of updating and seeing where we're at,
Confessional.
So, what about you, dude?
No, that's good, man. I'm doing well. I've been really busy, which has definitely kind of thrown a wrench into some of my schedule, right? I've been studying. I think I was telling you I have my regular work schedule. On top of that, I'm moving to a new role within the company that I've been studying scripts for in the morning, in the evening, around that, like for script evals that we've had. And so it's like my schedule is so crazy. And so I've kind of just been personally just trying to keep things as convenient as possible. So I'm working out 3 to 4 days a week. Doing that in the mornings. I'm doing yoga in the off days from that. And then I'm using the crock pot for everything, man. Crock pot chicken. I'm using crock pot, like ground beef or ground turkey. Like those are my meat bases. And then I'm just wheeling and dealing with the fucking frozen veggies. I'll make like rice in my rice cooker. I'll have minute rice. I'll make a burrito out of it. I got avocados. For lunch, I'm doing like a Greek yogurt parfait. Sometimes mixing in some oatmeal. Like we're just doing what we can to stay eating like relatively decent. So like I wouldn't say that my food quality is like spectacular right now, but man, I'm doing my best, and I'm just trying to hit some pretty good food quality and make sure my protein's high while also having like a convenient, not taking too much energy. And I talked about this, and this is our second podcast we're recording today. I talked about this as well. I'm actually getting like pickup deliver groceries. So like what I'll do is like at the start of a work day, I go through Target a lot of times. I'll just order my groceries at Target for delivery. I pay for them, and then I go in after work and I pick them up. They're ready to go. They have them in like a freezer or a fridge, and they bring them out for me, and I take them to my car. So I'm saving like 20, 30 minutes doing that. I'm just trying to find these like little things that I can do to help myself throughout the week.
What are you just using, like Target's app, or like what do you use in order that?
Yeah, Target's app. You can just you can pick all your foods. You can put substitutions in case if they don't have it. They'll go shop for you. Cost nothing extra. Like you literally pay exactly what you would for the groceries. You just don't have to do the shopping. And so like some people like to do the shopping themselves. Like you're obviously, you're not going to, if you're doing produce and stuff, you're not going to be able to choose what you get produce wise if you have preferences there. But man, like I just don't have a lot of time right now. And like the time I do have, I'm putting towards scripts, or like I'm spending time with Marissa. We might do dinner. Like I'll make dinner sometimes. She'll make dinner sometimes. Like I want to be able to spend my free time with her, or doing like other things, maybe going golf around, whatever it may be throughout the week. And so like I'm trying to kind of condense those things and like kind of save that space as much as I can.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Like when you brought that up on the previous pod, I was like, that's a hack, man, because that's one of the things too. Now, for me, I'm in a little bit different scenario where I like to look for reasons to leave the house because my job's at home. I'm here all the time, whether I'm coaching in person, doing Zoom calls on the computer, doing programming, fixing somebody's nutrition, doing whatever. Like I look for reasons to go to the grocery store to get my steps in. But for somebody like you, where you're not as at home as much as you are now, like, dude, that's perfect. And I'm gonna recommend that to my clients too, because that is crucial, especially the ones with kids, crazy job, a lot of events outside of work going on. Like that's a huge hack right there. You guys got to write that one down. I didn't even know about that one.
And if you want another one too, like for somebody who I've done this before, if you got a little more means and you want to, and you're okay paying some more, get your freaking groceries delivered. Like that's even another, if you do it, like you're like, I don't have time, like that'll save you the trip to the grocery store and back too. Now, if you can just go to the grocery store, pick them up, you're going to save that time too. but like it might cost you an extra 15-20 bucks to get them delivered. Maybe that's cool with you, right? Like if you're like, I'm willing to do that, there's some extra time in your pocket as well.
Yep. Very cool. Yeah, man. Is what I'm working on right now, and in terms of like my business, the biggest thing that I'm working on right now is my messaging and how I'm delivering and you know, conveying that message to the right people. You know, it was brought up to me before one of my mentors and coaches was saying like, he's like, dude, you can't help everybody. And so when he said that, that was a light bulb that went off. He said, help the people that are swimming towards you. If everybody's drowning, you can't help everybody, but just help the people who are actually making an attempt to swim towards you. And that like hit me. And I was like, okay. And so we were talking about messaging, and he was talking about, he's going through my social media. He's like, you're basically coming up with things right now that kind of help everybody. He's like, who's the person that you know that you can visualize in your head? It could be a previous client, and immediately I can rattle off like 4, maybe 5 names of just rock stars that I've worked with that I'm like, these are they all struggled with the same thing. And he's like, you need to talk to them. So anything that I'm making is for content now going forward is like, I need to be viewing it through that lens. And that's like the big thing that I'm working on right now. Whereas before it was just like, let me do a technique tip Tuesday, or let me come up with 3, hacks for fat loss, or like, and honestly, those my 4 or 5 people that I'm thinking of that are the people that I like absolutely hit it out of the park with, they probably already know those things already. There's other things that I could speak to that are a little bit more specific, and those are the things that I'm going to get better at. And so that this is like totally new to me, right? Like messaging, we've kind of always known about, you and I both, about ICA and things like that, but like really fine tuning the messaging and being able to speak to a very specific crowd and understand that it's okay that I don't have to help everybody. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. And then that way, the people that are swimming towards me, I can save them. I can throw them a lifeline, and then they can absolutely 100% be congruent, and we can both be in a line, and we can both go be off to the races together. And that's the relationship that I'm looking for with my clients, is like, you're struggling with this specific thing. I solved this specific problem. Here's how I do it. Here's where you missed the ball. Here's where we can input what I'm doing, and I can take you to the next level. Like, just hold my hand, walk through this with me. And that's really what I want to focus on. And that's really what I'm trying to tighten up right now. And then also from the email perspective too. So I'm trying to do that from the social side of things, but also verbiage wise in my email list as well. So take those same things, that same messaging, and deliver it on 2 totally different platforms, through email, through social, and just try to take my messaging to another level is really what my focus has been on right now. What about you, man? What's going on?
Yeah, man. I mean, outside of just like the health and fitness stuff, like I've been just grinding, walking a ton of steps on my job. Like, it's hard. So I'm doing, for those of you who don't know, like the first step, my company makes everybody like start at the doors, right? Like kind of our marketing side, right? My goal is to get like a scheduled free estimate for a homeowner, right? Like they get a free estimate on the windows or the roof or whatever. We give them a guaranteed rate for the future, right? Something like that. And then we kind of get our sales guy in the house, and he gets to at least give them either information. Maybe they're actually really interested in buying whatever it is. Our product's really, really amazing, and our service is awesome, lifetime guarantee. And so like, sometimes people buy the product. Other times they just, they take the information. But my goal right now is to get people to take a free estimate, right? And so I've realized throughout this last like month and a half of doing this job, I guess month and a half now, it's like the hardest thing I've ever done is like door knocking. I mean, it's like you get people who just slam the door in your face. Like you get dickheads. I mean, most people are pretty nice, right? Like you have a good conversation with most people, or, they're not interested, but they're not a dick about it. Right. Like, and then you get stuff like today. I had a guy like, just like pissed off that I was knocking on his door. Right. Like, he's like, he's like, I'm going to stop you right there. Like, you're the 4th guy to knock on my door in the last week about this. And I was like, I kind of said like a condescending thing to him. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't see a sign telling me how many people have knocked on your door. Like, I was like, dude, like, I don't need to hear this shit. It was like my first door I knocked on today. I was like, I'm not having this shit today from you, dude. Like, I'm not having
That's
this
awesome.
shit.
That's
And so like,
awesome. You just
I don't
dished
know.
it right back.
Well, yeah, like I'll dish it a little bit. Like if you're gonna be a dickhead, like I'm not gonna say something stupid, but like I'll like dish it a little bit back, right? But I don't know. It's been difficult, but there's been so much growth from this role. Like I'm glad that I've had to do it because man, that's as much failure as I've ever had to deal with. Like even within baseball, right, you're failing a ton, but just knocking on 100 doors a day and lucky to get maybe 3 4 like scheduled estimates, right? And so you're that's
Out
a
of how many doors? Out of how many doors you're
out of like
knocking?
100 plus doors sometimes, right? So
We're
like
looking
you're
for 3 to 4 out of 100.
yeah, that's a good day, right? So like you're
Damn.
like
Yeah.
that's a lot of failure, right? Like you're
You're expecting no going into it. You're expecting no.
yeah, I mean you're like that's just the thing. So like it's been good. I don't care what anybody says to me out there, right? But it's tough. I honestly, to be successful in the role, I gotta like be a caricature of myself because I'm like a big guy, like kind of probably scary. Somebody knocking on your door who's like 6'5", big dude, right? So I gotta like smile a lot more than I'm used to smiling, and like this role just really doesn't fully mesh with my personality. It's been good to go through it, but I'm excited to get into the next role, which I think will allow me to be a little bit more myself. I think, which is nice. I mean, it's draining. Some of the days like where I'm really like trying to keep the energy as high as possible. It's so draining for me because it's not me. It's not like I can't fully be successful in this whole door knocking thing while being like my full self. So it's not, there's just a little detachment there. So it'll be nice. This is my last week of knocking on doors. So I'm excited to move into the sales role and to kind of have like a little more of that authenticity of like my normal energy, at least be able to come out.
I was curious about that with you because that's an uncomfortable thing to do, man. And like you said, you almost have to put like this charismatic personality on, and you have to be able to do it after getting rejected time and time and time again. So you're not exactly thrilled or pumped about doing it, right? And you have to have very thick skin. It'll teach you how to hear no and continue to be confident in yourself. And like, so I think it's great to go through, man. Like it's awesome. So but yeah, I think that was a difficult position for you, knowing you and like how you are. And I'm like, and it'd be the same for me too. I'm like, this isn't really up my alley. I'd like to prefer to do more of like the sales thing and the door to door, just knowing the outcome that's going to happen going into it. Like, I mean, 100 doors knocked, getting 3 to 4, maybe 5 on a day is a win. Like, whoo, yeah,
It's a
that's
big one.
crazy. Yeah,
No, it's good, but
yeah.
yeah. Anything else new with you, brother?
What else? Right now, I am focusing on. I'm not necessarily doing anything from a nutritional standpoint. I mean, I'm tracking, and I'll always do that, but it's just more like maintenance season for me right now, man. I think you and I were talking about. You have a ton of energy expenditure that you have in terms of flexibility. With walking so many steps right now, so your food is more like 60/40. Mine's pretty damn close to that too, man. Maybe 70/30. Just the way I've been going, it's really the weekends for me that I will go completely off. But I will say during the weeks, I'm pretty dialed in as far as food quality is concerned. I'm lean meats for protein sources. My carbohydrates or anything from like really potatoes right now is my potatoes and veggies are my main thing. And then I've been throwing to get a little bit better for the gut microbiome. I've been throwing a lot of kimchi in there lately, just mixing that in. That's been really good. And yeah, but then on the weekends, I'll have like pizza. I'll have, today I had some Reese's peanut butter cups. Like last weekend, I had those nerd ropes. I don't know if you ever had those. Like, holy cow, dude, crushed a bag of those puppies.
Well,
Um,
easy. That's
yeah.
easy.
Yeah, dude, no problem. Like tongue was so raw from eating so many, like, dude. And like soon the second I look at him, my mouth starts watering. Like, so I've been kind of going crazy on that stuff, but within reason, like again, it's funny when you don't have like a sheer task at hand and it's just kind of like, I'm not going to say going through the motions, but you're not necessarily like going through a cut and like trying to get super ripped right now and like, it's not summer or anything and just, I find myself going through the motions a little bit more. Like I still keep guardrails on, but And I think there's a time and place for everything. So I hope everybody hears that too. Like this stuff goes in ebbs and flows. And that's why I strategically, and I know you do too, strategically plan when I want to have like leaner seasons, just like how I do with my clients. I teach them too, like, hey, look at this entire year as like a periodization, right? Like there's gonna be ebbs and flows. There's gonna be certain seasons where we're buckling down a little tighter. There's gonna be other seasons where we have some flexibility and we're gonna have some fun. And every single season, I want you to be able to enjoy some stuff that you love. But other seasons are a little bit tighter than others, and so I would say I'm in a, a less focused season right now. We could say that I'm in an off season for sure
There
right
you go.
now.
I am
Yeah,
too, man. I feel like I've been in
yeah,
one for a while.
yeah,
It's a long off season, but and I
yeah,
don't see it
yeah,
coming to a close anytime soon. We're we're
yeah,
we're just gonna keep grinding it out, guys. That's what we're gonna keep doing.
yeah,
Grinding out, doing
yeah.
our best. There's gonna be weeks that are better than others, but fuck, like you said, I'm moving a ton right now. That's gonna probably change a little bit once I move into the next role, but that'll give me more time as well to walk with my dog, which she's not been getting as much walking in because your boy's walking like 8 to 10 miles a day. So I'm trying to get her out for like 15 to 30-minute walks in the morning if I can, just like smaller walks. Cause I'm like, I got nothing left in me at the end of the day. And so we're doing it. But fuck, man, this is good shit. We'll have to do this like little, like short mini updates a little bit more often for the people out there, like kind of make it a part of our Thursday routine in the midst of our starting sloppy, just to kind of talk through this. I think this is good. I think it's nice to hear what you're going through and stuff you're working on, wins, roadblocks, and then we can kind of talk about what we're doing. So this is good shit, brother. And anything else you wanna end with or give the people before we leave them for the day here?
No, that's it. I think the other thing I forgot to mention, I just saw the new Bob Marley movie. That was pretty good too. So I don't know if anybody's seen that or dude, that was the first time I've been in the movie theater in probably like 5 years. You know, I was like one of like maybe 3, 4 people in there. You know, like when you purchase the tickets, all the seating are like colored. They're like dark colored, and so you're like, oh man, this is about to be a packed show. You know, and they kind of give you like your seating that's already highlighted by default. Um, and then when I walked in there, I saw it was the inverse. I was like, oh, that meant that all
Oh,
these seats are empty.
yeah.
So yeah, dude, like, I mean, I don't know. When's the last time you've been to a movie theater, dude?
Well, it had been a long time until I started dating Marissa. She loves to go to the movies, so we've been to a few movies since started dating. And I was like, I actually like I enjoy. I remember I used to go to a lot of movies back in the day, but then like COVID kind of happened, and the movie theaters almost went extinct for a while, and so I never really went back. But I was like, this is actually really fun. I like having getting some snacks and going and watching a movie like there really isn't anything as good as like watching a good movie on the big screen. I think that's like a really you get the surround sound and like a funny movie, you're gonna get like a lot more laughs from other people too. I think which encourage it gets you to laugh more and like I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff about it.
Yeah, movies are cool, man. You have that popcorn smell right when you walk in. It's like can crush a bag of nerd ropes,
Oh
you
fuck
know?
yeah,
Like
dude.
what
Oh,
dude.
always like grabbing the Sour Patch Kids, like
Yep.
crushing it,
Yep.
crushing it.
Probably pay like 7, 8 bucks for a little bag, but
Oh,
still,
dude.
dude, like
Yeah, I mean it's expensive. Like
it's so
let's
expensive.
not like the whole thing is expensive, but hey,
The whole thing.
like it's
Yeah.
good. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good shit. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. We drop these every Tuesday and Thursday. Otherwise, we hope you have a good rest of the day, and we'll be talking to you soon.